So this webinar is starting a couple of minutes early just to check technical problems. So, it's saying starting in
1 minute 55.
Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so I'm starting early to check some technical problems. Because somebody's just messaged me saying the link is not working. So
she's saying
there's one.
She's now got the minute countdowners on.
Okay, cool. And there's one person in the room now. The person that's in the room, if you could let me know that you can hear and see that the technology is working. I know we're a little bit early. And for those of you listening to the replay, we will be starting in just a couple of minutes, but I wanted to make sure the technology was working before we began. And so we will try this out. What's it saying to you, Kath? Is it saying?
No, where it's fucking gone. Where's my... Oh, do I have to go through it again? Does it not stay open?
I don't know. So, hello. I've just seen someone else come into the room. I've just started the webinar slightly early because some people were having problems with the link. So the official webinar isn't beginning. We're just checking technology. But if you could use the chat box and let me know that you can hear and that the technology is working. Oh, great, Edwina. So you're in the room on your phone and it doesn't let you send messages, but you can hear. Amazing. Okay. Sounds like we have a working technology.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, hello everybody and welcome to this free webinar on channeling and connection. It would be really wonderful for those of you listening live if you could let me know that you can hear and that the technology is working, because we did have some problems in the last webinar. So use the chat box. This is a listening only webinar, and also I really great that you can hear, Gina. Wonderful to have you listening live. I really love my webinars to be co-creative, and especially with channeling webinars, actually, I feel like it's really nice to let the webinars almost be a call and response where people ask questions and the webinar is created in a way, co-created around your questions. So please do type in the questions that you have about channeling, about connection, and the guides will bring forth exercises that are about your questions, that are about helping you experience the answers to your questions. For those of you that have not met me, my name is Karila, and the company I have is called Starlight, and Starlight runs all sorts of courses, workshops, ceremonies, and travel that are about becoming more empowered, more connected, using spiritual tools and practices to live more of your truth and align with more of your path. And channeling is at the center of all of it. Channeling is at the very, very, very heart of my path. Every single thing I do is channeled. And I cannot express how grateful I am for channeling and all that it has brought to my life. And so I am always honoured to be sharing tools that allow this gift to awaken and activate in other people, and actually to be remembered, because channeling is a birthright. It is not really something that we learn how to do. It is something that we remember how to do. It is something that our ancestors had as part of their lives and their evolution, and something that we are all innately born with. And so this webinar is an introduction to that birthright. And so let us begin by doing a short meditation, my guide's version of Solara Anra's daily practice, which for me is the perfect way to prepare for channeling, and the practice that I use every day in my own channeling. And so when you're ready, closing your eyes, feeling the muscles around your eyes relaxing. And as the muscles relax around your eyes, allow that relaxation to gently drift down the muscles of your face, down your throat, down into your chest, down your arms, into your belly, into your sitting bones, down your legs and down your feet. Relaxing is the essential state for channeling. And in this wave of relaxation, feel yourself coming into your sacred centers. As you say out loud, I call light to myself now. I call light to myself now. And you feel a column of light from the center of the universe, 44 foot in diameter, pouring down into your energy field, instantly raising your vibration as it travels down through you into the heart of Mother Gaia, bouncing off the heart of Mother Gaia and traveling back up through you into the heart of Source, so that you are held in a two-way flow of love and light. And in this two-way flow of love and light, experience your aura, the dance of colors and patterns that is unique to you. Your aura is your spiritual fingerprint. There is no aura on earth or in the universe that is like your aura. It is your unique energetic sovereignty. And as you connect to your aura, feel it expanding. 6 foot in all directions. around you now. As your aura expands, feel your cosmic and earth star portal chakras at the top and bottom of your aura opening, filling your aura with golden source light and silver earth, Gaia love light now. As you are flooded with the light of source and the light of the earth, experience yourself harmonizing with that which is matter and that which is light. As you open your heart to Mother Earth, feel a grounding cord from your bellies, from the warmest part of your bodies going down through all the different layers of the earth, down past the roots of the trees, down into the stone layers, past the ancient water rivers, and through the sparkling crystal beds that hold the colorful dreams of the Great Mother, and down into the fiery molten lair of her passion, down into the iron core crystal, feeling the iron in your blood vibrating with the iron at the heart of Great Mother Gaia, and down into the love that she has for the uniqueness that is you. Feeling yourself umbilically connected to Mother Gaia, basking in her love. As your aura is sealed from top to bottom with white and golden light, know that only love and light can enter into your aura. And a foot away from the edge of your aura, feel the violet, gold, green, purple, pink, and blue flames wrapping around your aura, so that any energy released from any direction can be instantly transmuted into love and light and sent wherever it is in the highest good for it to go. And experiencing yourself as divinely protected. Know that you are divinely connected. And with that knowing, experience your chakric system opening, letting light into your core and creating a rainbow of light that shines out from your center in all directions. As your chakras spin, you experience your energetic strands of DNA reconnecting you to who you truly are right here, right now. And as you are reconnected into more of yourself, through the opening up of yourself, experience the male, female and unity parts of your heart spiraling together into the frequency of the one heart, feeling your heart beating with the heartbeat of Mother Earth, beating with the heartbeat of Source, beating with all hearts on earth and all hearts in spirit, feeling your heart belonging to the heartbeat of the universe, the sacred, ancient rhythm of all connection, and allowing yourself to vibrate with this rhythm. Open your hearts to yourself, to your sacredness, to love, experiencing unconditional love flowing to you from all of the directions, flowing from you in all of the directions, flowing through you in all of the directions. And in this state of unconditional love flowing to, through, and from you, let go of all that is not the beauty that is happening now. Choosing to gift yourself this webinar for your own evolution. And opening your heart to yourself and asking, why am I here? And letting the answer come to you in thoughts, words, pictures, sensation, knowing. As you breathe in love and breathe out gratitude, breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. And when you are ready, opening your eyes and coming into the room. And so for those of you listening live, I would like you to share why you are here and how you are feeling after the daily practice meditation that is, in my opinion, the best preparation for channeling. So for me, the daily practice today just now brought me into a deep sacredness. And the message that I got for why I'm here is reconnection. I've had quite a frantic, busy couple of days, and through it I've had a realization of how much my path energy sometimes gets diverted and distracted. And this feels like a reconnection into my path and my sacred purpose. And this is one of the greatest gifts that channeling gives you, is it helps you to align with your purpose and your destiny and your path. And so thank you for that question, Gina. I will answer it. He wasn't able to connect, got very distracted, India. You know what, that's really normal. One of the things when we're running our channeling courses, people often have distraction come up, and that is because at first, when they're first starting to connect in, and that is because when you set an intention, like learn how to channel, all of the things that are in the way of that will come to the surface to be released and to be let go of. And so if you and Karima are feeling distracted and fidgety, what I invite you to do is to honor it as an energy that is in the way of your connection gift evolving, and actually expand that energy. Let it come up to come out. When we expand, we let go. And see it as something that is purging out. A beautiful intention, Karima, to make your body home again. And wonderful, Gina, about that question. I'm going to answer it. Thank you for asking it. I'm going to pull a card for us before we continue. And the card is protection. And very often, protection is one of the main keys to channeling. Because not necessarily because it's a really dangerous thing to do, but because when we feel safe, we are far more able to focus and relax. And as we said at the beginning, relaxation is the essential vibration for channeling. The more relaxed you are, the more your energy is able to flow, the more your heart is open. And we're going to do a heart opening exercise. But I'd just like to read what the card says. One of the most potent signs on the sacred landscape is the ancient oak. It carries numerous meanings. You are protected. You can weather anything. Your roots go deep. You are brave. You can survive anything. Stand strong. You carry the energy of a leader. You have great authority in life. Great wisdom is expanding within you, and others sense this. This card can also mean protect your assets, take care to guard and protect your home, your loved ones, yourself. And there's many things to say about that. It's a bit like if you've ever driven a car that feels unsafe, that feels like it's faulty. It's a very, very stressful experience. You can't just relax and go with the flow. And the reason we put protection up, it's like having an MOT for the energy body. It's like making sure that everything's working correctly before you channel, so that you can relax and let go into the flow of of the channeling. But there's something else coming through this message of this card, which was also coming to me. Sometimes my guides channel, they direct voice channel through the meditation, and they third eye channel to me. And one of the things they were saying is, you know, in terms of connection, the law of attraction does also apply. And so your vibration will, the more you can vibrate higher, the higher the guides you can connect with. And we vibrate higher by relaxing. And it's kind of like attracts like, by doing your protection, by caring for yourself. You automatically have more resonance with your guides who care about you. I'm on a really interesting journey this month about understanding that the more sacred we hold our path energy, the more that energy is able to thrive. The more sacred we hold our gifts of connection, the more we care about them and look after them, the more they will be able to thrive. And so I really invite you, with whatever practice you go and do after this webinar, to always begin with that MOT of protection, begin with the daily practice. The other thing I would say is sometimes distraction is a form of resistance. And when we resist things, it is always a sign that this thing is going to be awakening or transformative for us. It is always a sign that this thing is big for us in a good way. The resistance is the resistance to breaking out of one reality, of one level of consciousness into another. And the last thing I would say about distraction, and I think this is a really, really useful insight, and it's a lesson I gift a lot of people when I'm teaching them how to channel, is that sometimes we are distracted because we are searching. Sometimes we are looking or expecting channeling to be one thing, meditation to be one thing, and we feel like we failed at it because it's not how we expected. Channeling is very rarely how you expect. You have to become present and let go into the great mystery. And we'll do that too before we start connecting to spirit and guides in this webinar. And the 3D physical experience I had of this was on a boat trip in Iceland under the midnight sun. We were the only boat out at sea because Iceland had just beaten England at the football and nobody was fishing or anything like that. And there were about 100 there were 100 dolphins, and they were jumping and they had babies, and it was one of the most spectacular dolphin experiences anybody could have ever witnessed. The sky and the sea were the same color. Literally, there must have been over 100 dolphins, and everybody on that boat, including me, was disappointed because it was a whale watching tour and we weren't seeing whales. And halfway through that, I had this really big realization that we were missing what was happening because we're so busy looking for whales and being disappointed and it not going as expected, that we were missing this amazing dolphin experience, and that all we needed to do was become present and it would be the most fulfilling, amazing thing in the world. And that is very, very true meditation, with channeling, with connection. When you notice yourself distracted in that searching way, like, am I feeling anything? Is this, I'm not sure if I'm getting this right. The invitation is to stop looking for whales and become present with what is happening, because there is always something happening. We are always connected. And there is always a sensation or a color or something. And that's the other thing about channeling, especially third eye channeling. It comes piece by piece. So sometimes you just have to see the first thing that is happening that has changed in the present. See it, feel it, know it, experience it. And part of your job as a channeler, and you actually don't have many other than to protect and open your heart and be willing to receive. Your main job as a channeler is to keep yourself clear and present, and so to not panic when that distraction is coming up, but to relax, expand it, release it if it is resistance, if it is something purging out of the system, and then become present, coming back to the present is the key. And so I hope that has helped some of you that are maybe feeling distraction or feeling that distraction energy that comes up. It's actually a really good sign. It means that your body is preparing you to channel. It's releasing the things. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. I'm really feeling the call. Remember to be talkative on this webinar, to share and respond. And I'm going to answer Gina's questions now. So opening your eyes. I love this message that my guides gave me. My guide said that when you are meditating or channeling and you find that you keep opening your eyes are simply reminding you to open your heart. They're letting you know that you've shut your heart, that you've shrunk your heart. And how you will disconnect is by opening your heart. And so your eyes are literally instinctively, intuitively reminding you to reopen your heart. And so when you notice that, all you need to do is come back to the heart, reopen the heart. And in terms of losing connection and strengthening your stability and clarity in channeling, which I think is a really great question, the first thing I can say is practice. Practice, practice, practice. We run our channeling course every year, and every year I do it with the group, because that practice of the foundation, it evolves my channeling so much. Every year I become a better channel from having that intense period of practice on top of all the channeling that I do in my job. And a bit like anything, channeling is very, very muscular. And so the more you practice, the more stamina you develop. And now I can channel, I can channel a ceremony for 3 hours straight. Not always. If I'm a bit tired, I can channel all day, sometimes on journeys. But at first, it really is about developing that muscle and practicing it. And in terms of disconnecting, it's totally okay to disconnect. It's totally normal, especially when maybe your heart's not used to staying in that really open state, or your energy's not used to sitting back. It's really common to habitually go back into another state. But what that's about is about noticing it and coming back. noticing it and coming back to opening the heart. Sorry, I'm just gonna see. So it's about coming back to the heart and being able to reconnect. It's like redialing, you know, like if you disconnect, you just reconnect. And it's really good to practice that as well. And I actually think that there's a lot of health in opening and closing anyway. Wow, I love all of your questions. So I'm going to keep answering your questions, and then I want us to do a heart exercise. I'm just seeing if there's any questions that are relevant to what I've just been saying. And I will get my guides, Gina, to answer. I will ask them to answer about stamina in as we do the meditation. So you said not to expect anything because it comes in very unexpected ways. What do you mean? Can you give me examples of different unexpected ways you've seen? So when we expect, we are placing a limitation on. I had an unexpected thing when I tuned into this webinar. I thought this webinar was going to be held by Mary Magdalene, whose energy is definitely here supporting, and the Pleiades, whose energy is definitely here. And as soon as I tuned into the webinar, I felt one of my guides and it was such a happy surprise connection, because this guide was a guide, she's probably the main guide that I channeled when I was learning how to channel. And then now she only really comes up when the channeling course is on. And literally I felt her energy come in. If I had, and so it was a lovely surprise. If I hadn't learned to maybe have a sense, but also be open to the great mystery, to be open to the highest good, then I maybe wouldn't have felt her energy, because I would have been so busy focusing on Mary Magdalene's energy because I thought that was what was going to happen. And actually part of receiving unexpected things is how your guides prove themselves to you. You know, there comes a point when you're channeling and you are like, that is absolutely not true. And you're almost arguing with your guides about, I don't know, the history of mankind and the universe, or I don't believe it. Or you really want me to say this to this person. And, you know, even the fact that you're starting to have a debate means that you've proved to yourself that it's not in your head, because if it was in your head, you'd be agreeing with it. And B, it's really where you get the proof from. You get the proof is in the practice. And so when your guides say something to you that you absolutely do not think is possible in any way, and then it manifests, and you are like, wow, I am really channeling. And that's when you build up your confidence. And when you build up your confidence, you become a better channel. You become less distracted. You become more centered. You become more empowered. Therefore, you become more relaxed. And so that unexpectedness is really part of it. Amazing about Joan of Arc, Sarah. This is so interesting. I'm just going to answer your other questions. So sometimes we are in a period, Sarah, my guides are saying, where we are seeding. And if you're connected, that experience of being seeded is like receiving loads and loads of downloads and ideas. And actually, we're not meant to be putting them into action quite yet. And so one of the things that channeling can help you with is this something I should be starting now? Or is this something that is literally seeding into me and will germinate later on? Very often, channeling is about the questions that you ask. And being able to get the clearest answer is about the questions that you ask, because ultimately channeling is all about translation of energy and light and messages into English, or whatever your mother tongue is, into a way that our cognitive brains and minds can understand. And especially for downloaders, there's an awful lot of translating and pulling out what the meaning of that download is. And so I would start asking different questions as a place to begin. And so nausea is a little normal. Jagdish, is that how you pronounce your name? Forgive me if it's not. Nausea is a little normal. Just because your energy body starts to spin when you're channeling. And sometimes at first, it's like when you use a muscle you don't normally use, and it will ache or move. It can sometimes at first make you feel nauseous, but it does pass, and it's actually it means your energy body is moving in new ways, so you're activating up. I'm so pleased that's helpful to you, Sarah. And I love the question. I just want to find that one question. It was like, what do we hope to achieve by channeling? And so I'm going to let my guides answer this one for you. Dear children of love, children of light, channeling as a gift is unique to each of you, and whilst channeling, in some ways, can serve many purposes. There really is nothing to achieve with channeling. It is simply a tool for evolution. Evolution of your path, evolution of your understanding. Of life, of the universe. But we also remind you that channeling is also simply there for joy. Connecting to spirit guides is similar to calling up an old friend who knows you very well and only has compassion and respect for you. And sometimes you call to ask advice, and sometimes you call to simply enjoy the divine conversation, to listen, to learn. With channeling, we say there is nothing to achieve and yet everything to gain. Because humans are chatterboxes. You are the great talkers and communicators of Gaia, are you not? And your paths, purposes, and social time is made out of conversations and connections. Channeling is the opening up of this. That is what you do. That is who you are. That is what you enjoy. To it being not just with humans, other humans, but the divine conversation with different guides, dimensions, spirits, energies, angels, star beings, earth beings, living and dead. It opens you up to all of your friends. And to wisdoms and perspectives that they hold. And so, yeah, I love that, Sarah. The divine conversation is to listen, is to listen, to learn, nothing to achieve, and everything to gain. Stealing that from my guides tomorrow. So we are going to begin with the heart. And then we will open up to connecting to a guide. And if you are feeling distracted, expand it and reopen your heart. So what we do now, you're going to re-practice when we do the channeling practice. And so, I know channeling regularly puts me into tears, Sarah. You know, one of the best things about channeling, see, now I'm getting weepy, is you're never alone. And yes, you can turn the connection off, you don't have to live with it, but you are never alone. And to have that level of support allows, when we are held, when we know we are held, it allows for such accelerated evolution and healing and leaps of faith that lead us to our paths and the magical adventure that is our paths. And so what I want you to do is place your hands on your heart, where your physical heart is. And just connect to Anahata, the feminine heart chakra center. That is green, emerald green. The place where you give and receive love. Feeling that ebb and flow of love through your heart. And place your other hand on Amun, which is your higher heart. The masculine aspect of the heart chakra that's above where the physical heart is, in the center of the chest, before you get to the throat, but just below your collarbone. And this is a magenta pink chakra. And it is love in action, as opposed to love in exchange that the female heart is doing in its giving and receiving and self-generating. And so a moon is like the beam of love that connects us to everything. And just feel these two different types of love running through your heart. And say out loud, I activate the one heart now. I activate the one heart now. And feeling the male and female parts of your heart spinning together, spiraling together, merging together, so that your heart comes into the unity frequency, which is turquoise blue. And that frequency instantly expands your heart. You will notice that maybe your physical position has started to change. Maybe your shoulders have dropped. And this sense of the heart opening into that oneness, into that unity frequency, that sensation is how you open your heart. And that simple act of opening, like drawing back the curtains and letting the light in, is how you connect and how you reconnect. And so every time you notice your energy go up into your head, into distraction, in fact, send your energy up into your head now. Consciously do it. Notice how your body changes. Maybe your shoulders slump forward. Maybe you feel different. Maybe your head moves forward. Then consciously choose to bring your focus back to your heart, to merge the male and female energies of the heart, to open your heart like you're drawing back the curtains, and notice how your body changes. Notice how your state and vibration changes. And close your heart, feeling it return. Noticing your shoulders change. And open your heart. And close your heart. And open your heart. We say to you, dear ones, that in the first years of learning to connect, you will always close and open your hearts. There will always be moments of disconnect and searching for consistency. Is to deny the muscularity of the heart. We say that it is like breath. In order to breathe in, you must breathe out. As you are learning to become more open-hearted, you must close your heart and open it often. And so give yourselves permission to disconnect and reconnect, to open and close the heart organically, with practice over time, just as those that are free divers and experienced meditators can learn to be in the no-breath. You can learn to be consistently open-hearted, able to hold channeled connection for elongated periods of time, but at first, to get there, you must give yourself permission to breathe. And they are saying the stamina actually comes from, like, it is more powerful to work the muscles than to move the muscles than to not energetically. And so that it is actually building the stamina, that disconnection. They're being kind of naughty tonight, and they're saying it's very similar to the locks and the muscular exercises you do for vaginal health. So that is the stamina building of the heart energy, and that's why it tends to happen when you're channeling. And so I just want to hear what you are feeling with opening and closing your heart. What does that feel like? What happens? Just describe it. What's the difference? So when my heart is closed, it feels, I feel smaller. But I guess I feel more kind of in the sovereignty of my body, though, more in my identity. And then when my heart is open, it's like a big light and a radiance. And amazing, you can breathe deeper when your heart is open. That's beautiful, Gina. I love that. And you know what? You permission to practice opening and closing your heart for the rest of your channeling life. You never become the channel you can be. You're always, always evolving and learning. Because connection is infinite. And so there are infinite possibilities with channeling. Like my guides say, it's like music, and the magical combinations and expressions of channeling are endless. Amazing about the smile. See, opening your heart is the key, and that's what's amazing. You can always reconnect. That's all you have to do. In terms, my guides were talking to me about the distraction. One of the ways through distraction is the great mystery. So we're going to start this connection with the great mystery. And amazing that your nausea has gone. And if you've got other questions, do bring them in, or you can ask your guides. We're going to connect to one of your guides now. And yes, my guides are very naughty. Guides, one of the ways that you can tell when guides are safe when you're first learning to channel is they will be very funny. They will entertain you lots. They will make you laugh lots. Not all guides, some guides are a bit more serious, but you usually get the really fun, laughy guides that are going to help you open your heart when you're first learning to channel. So, oh, bless you, Sarah. And so what I want you to do now is close your eyes and open your heart to the great mystery. And just allow yourself to be in that great mystery energy, that womb energy that is in its own right one of the protection options for channeling. Give yourself permission to work with your imagination. Your imagination is the gateway of connection. It is how your third eye translates energy. So give your imagination permission to express, to show you, to translate the message. Feeling the protection of Mary Magdalena around us and the angels around us now. Making sure you are grounded, letting the weight of your body go into Gaia and feeling that wave of relaxation. Say out loud, I ask for the guide that is in my highest good to flow to me now. I ask for the guide that is in my highest good to flow to me now. And becoming aware of your aura, experience a light coming into your aura, noticing the direction of this light. Maybe it's left, maybe it's right, maybe it's behind. And your guide hasn't energetically connected to you yet. Your guide has just introduced their light to you. And now in your mind's eye, look into that light. And notice what you see or sense about this guide. And so staying in this kind of tentative connection, it's like the moment before connecting fully with a guide. We're just going to describe the guide that we see. And so opening your eyes and writing down. So I have a silver light coming down in front of me. And when I look into the light, the first thing I saw was a wolf. And then behind it, I saw the wolf mother goddess, who is one of the guides that overlights the channeling course. And I'm also seeing loads of butterflies. But this is who I'm seeing. And I just want you to describe who you're seeing in this light. They might come to you just as a light, as an energy. They might come to you, if it's an animal guide, it might be an animal. You might not, you might just see a person. Just describe who you are seeing. And there's no right or wrong. If you feel like you've lost connection, just reopen your heart. Sense where the light is. Oh wow, princess with long hair, that's amazing. Young woman with spring energy, holding her hands out to me, beautiful. How exciting. And remember to share. Part of the job of channeling is to translate it into the world. So it's totally normal to wonder if you made it up, Karima, but don't worry about that. Just keep opening your heart. A dear, beautiful Sarah. And a python, amazing India. Oriental looking guide with no hair. You know, my guide said there were going to be lots of animals in this. The tribe for this webinar has a lot of animals. And so now, tune in about if the guide, close your eyes and tune in to if the image of this guide and the energy of this guide makes you feel safe, makes you feel happy. And if it doesn't make you feel safe, if it doesn't feel loving, you can just command that it goes away, and the laws in the universe will send the energy away. Golden hair, masculine, amazing Jagdish. And so just tuning in. And if the guide doesn't make you feel safe, tell it to go away and ask for a guide that is in the highest good again. If the energy of the guide makes you feel safe, you can also say, show me your heart. And if they show you their hearts, if they open their hearts to you and you feel lots of love and the heart is beautiful, it's a confirmation. And so that this guide is right for you to connect with. And so, in fact, say out loud, show me your heart. And if the heart feels beautiful and safe, open your heart to the guide. And notice how you instantly connect with each other. And invite the guide into your energy, into divine connection with you. So they might step into your aura. They might come and touch you. Animals very often put their head on you. And just allow yourself to feel their love. And then ask, what do I need to know? What is in the highest good for me to know? And let the words come in thoughts, in pictures, through the images in your imagination as whispers into your heart. And when you are ready, say thank you and ask the guide to leave, closing your heart, feeling their energy leave your aura as they leave in the direction in which the light came, shining their love down upon you. And so, when you are ready, opening your eyes and sharing your message about what you got from your guide. Oh, Gina, what a beautiful message about the path. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. Violet Dot, Third Eye Connection, interesting. I had an amazing message from the Wolf Mother. She told me off because I stopped my embodiment journey because it got hard, and she's like, it's time now. Like, you got to complete it now. The time is now. And then she gave me confirmation about someone coming on the channeling course that I needed to ask about. And then she said that there's another thing that you need to understand about protection, is practicing protection actually helps strengthen your natural immunity and your energetic immune system. And I'm really interested in that because I don't actually know what an energetic immune system is, so I need to channel about it more. But of course, if there's one in the body, there's one in the energy body. And the protection practices, they don't just protect you, they also nourish that immune system so that you naturally have better immunity, which means that your natural vibration is higher. So protection. Amazing about the work on your heart, previously working India, and didn't get any words, so asked for pictures. Brilliant. Edwina, saw myself with someone just having fun. I have too much serious recently, so to take life less seriously. Brilliant. And yeah, guys, for make you laugh, especially when you're first connecting. There's new adventures every day. Be brave. And brilliant, Karima, that you've highlighted this trauma around connection. Like I said, often when you set the intention to connect, the first thing that comes up is blocks. What's blocking your connection? And people on the channeling course, they have a huge healing journey with that, because we're very conditioned to there were lots of witches burnt at the stakes. There was lots of religious conditioning around connection. There can be past life trauma and karma and things like that. And so it is important that our DNA releases trauma from trauma around connection in order to be able to connect. And that's brilliant that you had the purge. I would say if it's feeling like a really big trauma, my advice is that you get someone to hold space for you, either with a shadow work session or a shamanic ceremony, or if the trauma keeps coming up, then sometimes, until you know how to hold yourself through trauma, you really need to work on it you need other people to hold space for you. And even when you know how, it's always good to have somebody holding space for you so that they can hold the calm and the relaxedness and the protection while that is working. And so it's great that it's come up Don't push yourself. Ask the universe for what's the best way to heal this trauma. And my guides are saying it's something around commitment. It's like sometimes we make a promise to never ever do spiritual work again or connect again, and sometimes we need to recommit and go on a recommitment journey. And part of that recommitment is sometimes, going and paying for a healing with someone else, or having that commitment to getting it done made by somebody else, and so forth. And so that's what's coming through. We do need to energetically close. I just want to let you all know that our course in channeling and connection, that early bird, is on Friday. The link will open in another tab. So the early bird is midnight on Friday, GMT time, for the 2020 course in channeling and connection. 2020 is such an amazing path awakening year. And so I have no doubt that is going to be an extra special magical course. It is a really in-depth journey into channeling. It gives you so many healings, so much activation, endless one-to-one support. That thing of the fear coming up, you're held the whole time. And so you're energetically protected for every minute of the day. And so it really allows you to move out of those fear layers. There's, like I said, so much one-to-one support. There's so many different opportunities to practice. There's so many different types of channeling, and channeling is such an amazing investment. Like, it will help with every area of your life. It will unlock and bring so much beauty and joy and magic and path into your life. It helps with everyone's path, whatever it is. For a lot of people from the course go on to become professional channels. And if you think of it in terms of investment like that, it doesn't, a standard, most channels charge between 80 and 150 pounds an hour. And so you don't even need to do that many channelings to cover the cost of this course. And so it really is an amazing investment. And I just cannot invite people to if it calls you, the symbol is a blue butterfly. If you're not sure, ask for a sign, have a listen to the call that we'll be sending out, and read about it. Some people, they just know. Other people, they want to ask for a sign, they want to feel in and align. But all I can say is, and I really, whether you do it through Starlight, it doesn't matter if Starlight doesn't resonate with you, but learn to develop this birthright, because the more you develop it, the more you are going to be surrounded by blessings and supported in your healing and your path. And oh my gosh, there is ultimately so much love gets opened up to you. Hopefully you felt that love from your guides, the guide you just met, and it's like there's just so much love in channeling and so much wisdom. And yeah, I cannot express enough how much I think everybody in the universe should learn how to channel. And it does take practice. And part of the reason I did this course was because I wanted to give people not just an opportunity to open to channel, but an opportunity to become a channel, an opportunity to practice, to meet a load of God, to really develop that muscle. And it's a really fun, magical, beautiful, synchronistic way. Oh, India, we would love to have you do it. There's a really amazing group. Sign it up. Like, wow, such a powerful group of the people I know that are called. And yeah, you're literally held in magic the whole time. Like the synchronicity, because it's connection, just goes nuts. And yeah, all of the practice is so much fun. That's the other thing. It's not like doing a boring course. It's like doing an adventure with the universe and life. And yeah, it really is. And like I said, to have that level of protection and one-to-one support and guidance, it cannot not awaken your unique channeling gifts when you're held, and when you have the tools and support to move out of the habits of fear and things. I'm going to pull a card for us and then we need to close. Our healing tools. And it's got a blue butterfly on it. I'm going to post that on the Life Alchemy group on Facebook, Life Alchemy with Starlight Soul Journeys. It's got a healing, it's got a blue butterfly in the center of it. That's amazing. So, and there aren't butterflies in those cards, so they mystic art. That, you know, there aren't. It's not a card set of cards filled with butterflies, I promise you. Neither was the cards in the last webinar I did. And so, closing your eyes, we are going to just, it's important to energetically be hygienic. So even once you've connected to a loving guide, it's important to clear your energy and make sure all of your energy is back to you afterwards. So closing your eyes and breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Feeling the violet flame coming through your energy, transmuting all energy that does not serve or belong into love and light. If it is ready to be transmuted, feeling a golden rain shower of light coming down, taking any energy that's meant to go to Gaia, feeling that energy going as an offering to the Great Mother, and a big beam of source light coming in, taking any energy that's meant to go somewhere else, wherever it is in the highest good for it to go, giving that as an offering to the stars, to destiny, and feeling yourself blessed by earth and destiny. In two-way flow, as you send your love and gratitude to Mary Magdalene, the Palladians, to Ciela, to the Great Mystery, to Mother Earth, to your own guides that introduce themselves to you, to each other, to all of life and all of the universe, all of light, all of love, to the divine conversation and divine protection. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude when you are ready, opening your eyes and coming into the room. An amazing, India, you've been seeing the blue butterfly. Maybe you're being called to the course. That's very, very exciting. Because we're running up to the early bird, I was seeing blue butterflies everywhere. That's amazing. Thank you, Sarah. I'm so happy that you're feeling blessed. You are blessed. And I'm so happy that Starlight's webinars has helped you. And I just want to say, and I'm sure Gina won't mind me sharing this, but the protection really is amazing on the course, and I know it is partly because you as well as being held in the energy of the guides, you're held in my higher self energy, and so I can feel if things are going wrong with the group, or if I feel the people the whole time, and so I know. And if anything comes, if anything's going on, it comes kind of through me, and so my energy can help, and then the guides energy and the other space holder energies, and then there's loads of protection put up, and that happens every course. And there was one course that we did, it happens with every Starlight course. It happens most intensely with the channeling course, because you're basically put in an energy cocoon. That's why the butterfly is the symbol, so that you can go through that butterfly process in terms of your connection body. And Gina had signed up to a channeled reading that was like a remote viewing reading, and it was one of those things where you pay and then they send the reading back written. And she was doing this course of Starlight, and the woman never replied, and she kind of forgot about it. And then the day the course ended and the protection shut down, the woman messaged her and was like, "I'm so sorry this has taken so long. Here's your reading. I have been trying to get into you since you've booked it, and just whatever you had around you was not letting me get in. You, like, the protection you had around you, it was just impossible to get in. And finally today I've been able to get in." And so for me, that was my little bit of synchronicity of like, wow, to hear it from another, that was the kind of confirmation that I really needed, in my language of trust, which is something we'll address on the channeling course. First languages of connection and first languages of trust are essential to understanding your channeling gift. And my language of trust is synchronicity. So that's how it came in. So for me, that's how kind of the undeniable proof of the protection that I was being guided, was being put up, was given to me. I hope you make the course if it's calling you. I hope you are blessed and you live more of your divine conversation, your divine truth, and your paths, and sending you so much love and blessings to all.